Allie Sherlock's story is one of those rare modern music journeys that feels both inspiring and uncertain, where talent, opportunity, pressure, and personal growth all collide in unexpected ways. She emerged from the streets of Dublin as a young busker with a guitar and a voice that stopped passers-by in their tracks. What began as simple street performances soon transformed into viral videos, global recognition, and opportunities that most young artists can only dream of. But behind the applause, views, and admiration, there was also a more complex reality forming. Fame arrived early, quickly, and intensely. With it came expectations, scrutiny, and a constant demand to perform at the highest level. For someone still growing up, that kind of attention can be overwhelming. Over time, her presence online became less frequent, sparking questions among fans. Where did she go? Why did she step back? Was it burnout, personal choice, or something deeper that the public never fully saw? Her journey is not just about music. It is about identity, pressure, growth, and rediscovering balance in a world that often moves faster than the people inside it. To understand Allie Sherlock is to understand both the rise of a modern digital artist and the silent struggles that can come with it. Early life and the first spark of music, Allie Sherlock was born in Dublin, Ireland, a city known for its rich musical culture and street performance tradition. From a young age, she was surrounded by sound, rhythm, and creativity flowing through the streets. Dublin itself became an informal classroom where music was not confined to studios or stages, but lived openly among the people. Her early interest in music was supported by her family, especially her father, who introduced her to the guitar. What began as casual learning quickly turned into passion. She was not just playing notes, she was expressing emotions through them. This connection to music felt natural, almost instinctive, as if it had always been part of her identity waiting to surface. Even as a child, she showed unusual dedication. While others her age were still exploring hobbies, she was practicing chords, learning melodies, and trying to understand how songs were built. Music became more than entertainment. It became a language she could use to communicate feelings she could not always express in words. Living in Dublin played a major role in shaping her direction. Street musicians were everywhere, performing freely and confidently. This environment taught her that music did not need permission. It only needed courage. Watching others perform in public spaces planted the idea that she could do the same. This early foundation became the quiet beginning of something much larger. Without knowing it, she was preparing for a path that would eventually take her from local streets to a global audience. Childhood struggles and finding solace in music despite her growing passion for music, Allie Sherlock's childhood was not without difficulty. She faced health challenges at a young age, particularly respiratory issues that forced her to miss extended periods of school. For a child, this kind of isolation can feel heavy, as it separates them from routine life and social interaction. However, this difficult period became unexpectedly important in shaping her musical journey. While she was at home recovering, she spent more time with her guitar. What could have been a time of frustration instead became a period of discovery. Music filled the silence around her and gave her a sense of comfort and stability. During these quiet months, she developed not only technical skill, but emotional depth in her playing. She was not just learning how to perform songs, she was learning how to feel them. The guitar became a companion, helping her process loneliness, uncertainty, and time away from normal childhood experiences. By the time she was around 9 years old, she had already started building a strong foundation in guitar. By her early teens, she was capable of performing confidently, both at home and in small informal settings. Family gatherings and small audiences became her first real stages. These early challenges did not hold her back. Instead, they contributed to her resilience. Music was no longer just a hobby. It was a form of emotional support and self-expression. This connection would later become one of the defining qualities of her performances, and the reason audiences felt such authenticity in her voice. From street corners to viral recognition, the turning point in Allie Sherlock's life came when she decided to perform publicly on the streets of Dublin. Armed with only her guitar and voice, she began busking in well-known areas where crowds naturally gathered. At first, it was simply an experiment, an attempt to share her music beyond familiar surroundings. But something unexpected happened. People stopped to listen. Her voice carried a rare emotional clarity that stood out even in busy city noise. Some listeners began recording her performances, and those recordings quickly made their way online. What started as small street moments soon became viral content. Her cover performances, especially emotional renditions of popular songs, resonated widely with audiences across the world. One of her breakthrough moments came when her interpretation of well-known tracks gained massive attention on YouTube, introducing her to an international audience almost overnight. Unlike many viral sensations, her appeal was not based on production or staging. It was raw, simple, and honest. A girl, a guitar, a street corner, and a voice that felt unexpectedly powerful. This simplicity became her signature. As her popularity grew, she began receiving invitations to perform at events and collaborate with other musicians. Her audience expanded rapidly, moving from local listeners to global followers who connected with her authenticity. What made her rise unique was how organic it felt. There was no manufactured image or heavily produced debut. Just consistent performances shared naturally through social platforms. This authenticity became the core of her identity as an artist. Building a career in the digital music era as her online presence expanded, Allie Sherlock transitioned from a street performer to a recognized digital artist. Her YouTube channel became a central platform for her growth, featuring covers that showcased both technical skill and emotional interpretation. Each video reflected her evolving artistry. While covers remained a strong part of her identity, she also began exploring original material, signaling her desire to move beyond reinterpretation and into creation. This shift marked an important step in her artistic development. Her growing audience was not limited to Ireland. Fans from different countries connected with her music, often discovering her through shared videos and recommendations. The internet allowed her voice to travel far beyond physical streets, turning her into a global figure at a very young age. She also began appearing at larger events and gaining opportunities that connected her with the professional music industry. These experiences helped her understand the demands of being an artist beyond informal performances. However, with growth came complexity. Managing expectations, maintaining consistency, and balancing creativity with audience demand became increasingly challenging. Every new release carried pressure to match or exceed previous success. Still, her ability to remain grounded in simplicity and emotion kept her connected to her audience. Even as her platform grew, the essence of her performances remained the same: honest, direct, and emotionally driven. Fame, pressure, and personal challenges. As Allie Sherlock's popularity increased, so did the pressure surrounding her career. Being young in a highly visible public space meant constantly facing expectations from audiences, the industry, and even herself. She has spoken about the emotional weight of being expected to always appear confident, consistent, and polished. While audiences often see only performances, the reality behind the scenes includes fatigue, pressure, and the challenge of maintaining personal balance. The demands of performing, traveling, recording, and engaging with a growing fanbase created a lifestyle that left little room for normal teenage experiences. Over time, this imbalance began to take a toll. Another challenge was artistic evolution. As she started creating original music, some long-time fans preferred her earlier cover-based content. This created a natural tension between artistic growth and audience expectation. Balancing personal identity with public perception became a central struggle. She was not only developing as a musician, but also as a young person trying to understand herself outside of fame. These pressures are not uncommon among young artists, but a rapid rise made the experience more intense. Fame arrived early, and with it came the difficulty of navigating adulthood in public view. Artistic growth and creative transformation despite challenges. Allie Sherlock continued to evolve as an artist. One of the most significant changes in her career was her shift from primarily performing covers to developing original music. This transition marked a deeper level of artistic expression. Instead of interpreting others' songs, she began sharing her own thoughts, emotions, and experiences through songwriting. This allowed her to establish a more personal and unique musical identity. While some fans missed her early cover performances, many others appreciated her growth and willingness to take creative risks. This shift is often difficult for any artist, especially one who gained recognition through a specific style. Her development reflected a natural progression from performer to songwriter. It also demonstrated her desire not to remain confined to a single artistic role. Alongside musical growth, she also became more aware of personal boundaries. She began prioritizing mental and emotional well-being, learning to step back when necessary and focus on balance. This stage of her journey showed maturity not just in music, but in life decisions. She was no longer simply responding to expectations. She was actively shaping her own path. Stepping back and the question of disappearance at certain points. Allie Sherlock's online presence became less frequent, leading to speculation among fans. Some interpreted this as a disappearance, while others saw it as a natural step back from constant visibility. The reality is more grounded. Like many young artists, she experienced periods where stepping away from public attention became necessary for personal reflection and recovery. Continuous exposure, especially from a young age, can create emotional exhaustion. During these quieter phases, she focused more on herself, her health, and her perspective on music. Rather than being a dramatic withdrawal, it was a recalibration of priorities. Eventually, she reappeared in select performances and shared reflections on her journey, emphasizing self-understanding and balance. Her return showed a more mature outlook, shaped by experience rather than constant exposure. This phase highlighted an important truth about modern fame. Presence does not always equal absence of progress. Sometimes stepping back is part of moving forward. Return, reflection, and new direction. When Allie Sherlock returned to public performance in later appearances, she presented a more grounded and reflective version of herself. She spoke about learning to understand her own needs and not being solely defined by external expectations. Her perspective on music also became more intentional. Rather than chasing constant visibility, she focused on meaningful expression and selective participation in projects. This return was not about reclaiming fame, but about redefining her relationship with it. She demonstrated that growth sometimes requires distance and that creativity often benefits from reflection. Her journey continues to evolve, shaped by both early success and personal discovery. She remains an artist with a strong foundation, but also someone still navigating the long path of development. What stands out most is her resilience, the ability to adapt, step back when needed, and return with clearer purpose. Conclusion: Allie Sherlock's story is not a simple rise and fall narrative, but a continuous process of growth, challenge, and rediscovery. From a young girl performing on Dublin streets to a globally recognized voice, her journey reflects both the opportunities and pressures of modern digital fame. Her early success showed the power of raw talent in the internet age. Her struggles revealed the emotional cost of rapid visibility. Her evolution demonstrated the importance of creative independence and personal balance. Rather than disappearing, her story represents transformation. She is an artist still in motion, shaped by experience and guided by self-awareness. In the end, Allie Sherlock's journey is not just about music. It is about learning how to stay true to oneself while the world listens.